Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Horizon Zero Dawn on PlayStation 4 Pro. I said the story finally got interesting, kind of towards the end here. So now I'm more invested in it, whereas before we learned kind of the big reveals about how the world works, I was pretty standoffish about it. I was like, oh, this is okay. It's all cool stuff, all cool looking stuff, but not stuff that makes any sense to me. And I still think it's a little stupid, but at least now there's a good reason why why the machines exist and why they look the way they do and why they act the way they do. So that sort of helps me along in engaging more in the story, since I'm really playing this with a story. I mean, I think everything else is okay. The gameplay is okay. But it's not like a particularly fun game. But it's not dull. So it sort of rests in the middle there. It's like a little bit better than
mediocre. I need to warn
mediocre.
the Sun King about the attack. Erend was going to the palace. Maybe he can get me an audience.
Alright, is there a quick way down? There's gotta be a quick way down. Can I use these? I cannot. Seems like I'd be able to use ropes that go all the way down. That was zip line. Oh, that's got a little lot. Okay. Well, I didn't know.
I need to warn the Sun King about the attack. Erend was going to the palace. Maybe he can get me an audience.
Okay, so what's it want me to do? Does it want me to go the long way? You use shortcuts all through the game, but it's not going to give you a shortcut now. I mean, I like Aloy's character too. I think I finally kind of warmed up to her. What do we got here? Override time. I should probably do some of these. Light sprint, strong strike, leader strike. Oh God, I hardly ever do that. I do run around a lot. So maybe that's better if I run around quietly. That's how most of my ex-girlfriends feel about me too. I would just be quiet. It'd be strange, that's the only thing that we both agree on. Except unless both of us talk, the longer the relationship lasts.
Save these for the trail.
Some people ask me if I'm going to cover Last of Us 2, and I'm not. So I really wasn't all that fond of The Last of Us 1. I felt that as a stealth game, it was pretty wonky, so I didn't actually enjoy playing it. I know people like the story, and I am a story-driven person. You know, I like story more than I like game. If we're quite honest with each other. At least nowadays, I like story more than game. If you ask me in 1990 or 2000, I would like game more. But I never felt that that story was that compelling.
Guessing that I'm almost there.
Correct.
Was that actually one way to fight this thing? To bother. that really bothers me is you truly can't lead arrows. All
That
the
better
stuff.
have been the biggest guard you've got, Gaia.
But the shots are near instantaneous, so it's like, but not always near instantaneous, depending on the proximity you are to the target.
Forget about traveling light.
I understand they're trying to make the bow more gun-like, so it's more satisfying to use. But my expectation is that the arrow would take a longer time to travel, and just sort of wrestling with how long it actually takes to hit the target, and how much I should lead it. So you can't lead it too much, or else it won't respond. But yeah, for The Last of Us, I think Naughty Dog's given, for whatever reason, they've given a pass on them. I like a lot of their games. In fact, most of their games. Get out of there. And, you know, while I think a lot of people like The Last of Us, you know, probably not calling it great storytelling or some of the best storytelling, I think I wouldn't really agree with that. I don't think the storytelling is any better than, say, Tomb Raider, right? Or Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's kind of where I put the storytelling at, but it's certainly not as good as, like, Deus Ex Human Revolution, or Final Fantasy VII, you know, the old Final Fantasy VII, which I don't even think is that good of a story. I think if you look at the totality, well, and let's go even further and say, well, maybe it's the best, like, post-apocalyptic zombie story, which I wouldn't necessarily agree with there, because there's The Walking Dead, which is a much better told story in a I think, a kind of a better format for that kind of story. I was like, well, characters are really meaningful and impactful, and we got to know them real well. I'm like, yeah, I guess, but I was never all that invested. I always thought the writing was just okay. I thought the story was just okay. I thought the characters were just okay, but nothing that I would... nothing. Where the hell am I going here? What the hell? Where? Nothing that I would place above, you know, other games that I've mentioned. So that's why I, you know, when there's controversy over Last of Us 2 story, and I'm like, yeah, it's the same sort of problems that you have, or that I have, problems that I have with Last of Us 1, that it's sort of, just sort of contrite, you know? Like, it's controversial, because you have characters that are not necessarily good and bad.
Search for melted snow.
Oh, I cannot just fall down here. That's way too far. Oh, I didn't come this way last time. I cheated and zipped around over the top of the mountain to the point where the game was like, hey, are you sure you want to come this way? Like, yeah. This just seems like death, you know? So that's why The Last of Us 2 doesn't do anything for me, and just like The Last of Us 1 didn't do anything for me. You know, the gameplay itself, the stealth gameplay, I thought wasn't good. And I'm sure it's better than 2. I'm sure it is. But the core fundamental of that stealth gameplay, I can't imagine without it completely changing the mechanics for it to be fun for me. You know, Metal Gear Solid is fun for me. Hitman is fun for me. Sniper Elite is fun for me. You know, stealth games that the stealth mechanic is really taken seriously, or you're given enough leeway to not take it seriously if you don't want to. I think those are the best. Those are the best mechanics out there for stealth. You know, even something like Splinter Cell, which was very black and white in its stealth, which is kind of how The Last of Us handles it. Yeah, I thought even it was handled better there. Am I supposed to go this way? Whoops. There's a bridge there that I was supposed to use. But I say no matter what, you know, I'm glad people out there, you know, buy it and like it, and if you don't like it, okay. It's like here, in this game, I think the mechanics are okay, you know? I think they're very Darksider 2-ish. And that's not necessarily an insult, but it's also not necessarily a compliment, you know? They serve their function and the form. You get some enjoyment out of it, but not too much enjoyment. That's right. It took forever to get down here. Or up here. You want me to get down? Yeah, without bodily hurting myself? Oh well, whatever. I'm sure there's a more graceful way to do this. I'm definitely not known for definitely not known for grace. But I think the story and the plot sort of elevated the game for me as soon as I understood how the world worked, and now the game itself is becoming better, and Aloy's character grows, you know, very, very quickly. Obviously, you don't get to see her in between her learning how to become a better person. But I think the progression is more natural. I think you understand where she's coming from a lot better than you could in anybody in the entirety of the Last of Us franchise. Or even, I don't want to say Uncharted is necessarily like a better plot, because it's a different kind of plot. It's more free-loving and fun-loving, with its, you know, slight number of serious portions, but I think that game handled plot better than Last of Us, and maybe not 4. I think Uncharted 4 is sort of feels a bit broken. You know, it's hard for me to get behind that game, you know, even though I want to. I don't know. I'm gonna try to play Uncharted 4 again. I know a lot of people love it, but man, it's very early on in the game that I lose interest. And pretty much every time I've tried to play that game, it's like, yeah, this looks really cool. All these characters are, you know, they're funny and smarmy. Oh, I like the interactivity between people, but then I just go, okay, well, I'm not having a good time. And it's not that I'm having a bad time, I'm just not having a good one. But as far as this game is concerned, I think I can finally say that I'm a fan of, and that I would want to see more games in the series, more of this character, maybe more of the sub-characters. I think they could rewrite the script so that they don't talk like morons. I think that would be nice next time. Although I'm not expecting that to happen. Not a bunch of bull, huh? How does it want me to go?
Here we go
things
again.
this way, things that way. Where do you want me to go? Like, I really do without Aloy's hair. I wish I had hairstyle choices. This way, that way. But this is not a game about hairstyle choices. Oh, whatever. That's good. How do you want me to go? Hey, what's up?
These machines. I'll have to find out where they came from.
And I think it's an interesting choice in this world that it's only cultures that matter and not races, because every tribe is a mixed race tribe. Interesting. Yeah. I think honestly that's the most learning part of the game. You know? Many developers wouldn't have done it this way. They would still separate things by race and give tribes like very stereotypical attributes. I'm hoping that doesn't happen with 2077. Like really want to like that game. Because I love that world, that type of world.
They saw us.
And all the indications are that it's not going to be like traditional cyberpunk. So we'll see what happens. End of the year, hopefully. I think my next big place of support is going to be Ghost of Tsushima. Right here soon. I finally got to the point where I liked Sekiro. I hated the game for like 90% of it, but in the last 10% I really liked it. With the exception of the last boss. I mean, the last boss is ridiculous. But leading up to it, there's a section kind of in the last 3 quarters where you really do feel like you have control over the character, and the fights feel a lot more fair and engaging. And then they give you the last fight, which is completely ripped off. They definitely did not know how to end things. Ghost of Tsushima looks like it's basically a continuation of Sly Cooper, or Infamous. It's just in a different setting, which I find just fine. Sorry, Mount. My nameless friend. It's funny to think of this graphic fidelity, this quality. 20 years ago, we could only dream of these kind of real graphics in real time. 20 years ago there was Myst, which was single frames, considered the best graphics at its time, running on CD. Although I guess there was a disc version, but it was like 30 discs or something stupid like that. With these QuickTime videos that were just the size of a thumb, and that was sending, you know, Mac users into, you know, fits of orgasm seeing a game like that. Now we're at a point where, you know, that's just like a pre-alpha, those kind of graphics. I mean, on a home workstation, you could do something much more sophisticated in, you know, a tenth of the time. I mean, I have been curious. I thought I was going to pick up Real Mist for the Switch, just because it'd be kind of funny to see. Then I realized that the game actually isn't fun, and I didn't want to torture myself with that game over again.
No one goes into the palace without an invitation.
Got a spear. That's my invitation.
Don't ask me where to go if I'm lost. I'm a guard, not the town.
Wait, why don't I have an invitation? Talk to Murad.
Greetings, Aloy. I am known as Blameless Murad. Please come with me. You're needed for an important consultation.
What do you mean? Where's Erend?
He's inside, attending the Sun King, where we should be without further delay.
That's good. I have something urgent to tell the king.
Then you shall have your chance. Follow me, please.
All of these people are here to see the Sun King.
Yes, and each has come to ask a favor of him. Unpleasant, but that's politics. The Sun King is eager to meet you, the machine tamer with a curious eye for detail. It's all very intriguing.
I'm not here to intrigue you.
Too late.
Yeah, that seems like a good sign, huh? Only good things are going to happen after this. Not ominous at all.
Passed by some outlander woman? Unacceptable. I've been here for 2 hours, and this northerner is at the front of the line.
Trying to verify sleep.
Ignore them. Nobles are like children who whine when they don't get a
There's a-
second helping of dessert.
There's a ton of construction going on in the area, and even though the construction is like
What's the Sun King?
down the street,
The most important thing is what he isn't like. His father. I think you'll find him to be a reasonable man.
the construction equipment still like rattles this house from 2 blocks away.
Aloy of the Nora. She who sees the unseen. Welcome. It would seem you have done me a great service. Erend, tell her what you found.
I checked Ursa's tomb. You were right, Aloy. The body is missing a scar below her right knee. I gave it to Ursa when we were kids, fighting over a toy sword.
If the body is not Ursa's, then we must assume she is still alive. And I will not abandon her.
We
I will.
only know she was taken, not who took her.
I can help with that.
don't
Ursa
care.
has an enemy among the Oseram. A warlord named Dervahl.
Impossible. Every clan in the claim has been hunting for him since the liberation. He has to be dead by now.
No other Oseram had the motive and ingenuity to lure Ursa into this trap. I expect to find him lurking somewhere near the border. I've already sent an agent to investigate. He'll be waiting for word from us at the marketplace in Pitchcliff.
I can't move troops to the border without provoking the Oseram. But I could send a few vanguardsmen. And perhaps an exceptionally gifted Nora as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of
Erend, Murad,
trying to save
let me
Hades from
discuss it
destroying
with you
everything.
privately.
This miners tribe squabble.
I hate
doesn't
to
mean anything.
impose further after all you've done, but this is a matter of great importance to me.
You and Ursa? Oh.
It sounds like Ursa means a lot to you.
Without
she has
her
a fine ass.
Oseram vanguard, I would not have been able to liberate Meridian and end my father's brutal reign. Since then, it has been difficult to maintain peace between our tribes. But Ursa has a way of making her people see reason. So you see, I need her back at my side. And quickly.
Good knows that she left him. So she came with this elaborate murder plot.
Who is Dervahl exactly?
To understand Dervahl, you must first understand my father.
Sounds like my ex-girlfriend's actually.
He truly thought of himself as a sun god. His mind was broken. He believed that blood sacrifice would solve, well, everything. So he raided the other tribes for victims, especially the Oseram. Dervahl fought back. He crafted powerful weapons and rallied his people. My father responded with the ultimate cruelty.
Told me I was my dick.
He captured Dervahl's wife and daughter and sacrificed them in the Sun Ring.
Why kidnap Ursa?
So, why would Dervahl go to so much trouble to kidnap
I
Ursa?
didn't say he had a small dick. It's fine.
He felt she betrayed him. She fought by his side until she realized he planned to raise Meridian and butcher its people. Then she came to me. Together, we stopped him and liberated the city from my father. Dervahl has spent every moment since trying to get revenge. Mostly on the other Oseram who fought with us. He made so many powerful enemies, I thought we'd seen the last of him. I was wrong.
We got a lot of, like, twitchy movement in this world.
The killers who attacked the Nora. I've discovered that they're a faction of Shadow Karja called the Eclipse. They're digging up ancient weapons, machines that corrupt and control other machines. They want to use them to strike Meridian. I've been to their base, due west of here, in the mountains. When they come, it will be from that direction. But the thing is, they're not coming for the city itself. It's difficult to explain, but the real target is the Spire. If they get it, they'll raise more of these ancient machines from the ground, more than we'd ever be able to stop.
What you're saying echoes reports I've received from Murad, a Shadow Karja splinter group. Corrupted machines across the land. When will this attack come, do you know?
I'm not exactly sure.
I will order reinforcements to the fortifications along the western bluff of the city. As for the Spire, I shall endeavor to protect it, but not at the expense of Meridian itself.
But it will be soon. Any day now.
And we will do what we can to prepare. But in the meantime, Ursa is my highest priority. Please, help me find her.
Question about the Karja Sundom.
I'd like to ask you something about the Sundom and its politics.
By all means.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Well, here we go.
They call you a sun god who killed his own father in order to unite the tribes in harmony. Is any of it true?
They say you can see the invisible, split an arrow at 50 paces, and tame machines at a glance. How much of that is true?
It's not too far off.
Well, I would like to unite the tribes in harmony, but you saw how many courtiers I have to deal with first. Maybe next week.
Your palace.
Quite a place you've got here. You can almost see the little people below the mesa.
You don't approve? Well, I have a secret for you. Neither do I. But we must be patient. Change won't come in a single sunrise.
But will it happen at all, while men live in palaces?
It might. Eventually. If people like you help me bring it about.
Karja and Oseram?
Your politics seem very complicated. The Oseram are friends, but enemies too?
I couldn't have liberated Meridian without the help of Ursa and her Oseram freebooters. Many of them have settled here. But the Ealdormen of the Oseram clans in the Claim have become jealous of their success. So have many Karja nobles. It's a volatile situation, especially given the fact that my father raided the Oseram for years. Ursa helps keep the peace, promising a future based on mutual gain. But some, like Dervahl, will never let go of their venom.
Shadow Karja.
What can you tell me about the Shadow Karja? What do they have to do with Ursa?
They are remnants of my father's regime, holding out at the fortress of Sunfall to the west. Like him, they care only for domination, and seek to draw upon the power of the sun by spilling blood in its name. Since Ursa helped me take this city from them, they were perfect scapegoats. Dervahl knew this, of course, and planned it well.
Time is short.
I need to get going.
I know. Well, they say kings should never beg. But please, help me find Ursa.
Who says that?
Well, Murad, for one. Don't hesitate to ask him or Erend if you have further questions.
I can't believe I have to do this. So, I'm in the middle of something incredibly important, but let's take a break. Solve the local politics. Where the hell am I? Yeah, this maze. Ah, suckers.
The sun is still displeased.
Yep. So yeah, that's a sucky ass job. Whenever you see somebody, just plunk your spear down. Oh, what else are we doing today? Whenever you see someone, plunk your spear down. Something about Deus Ex earlier, and I should probably try to finish that last game. It's just, that's another one of those games where, boy, they totally missed the mark. Human Revolution was an extraordinary game. And I can't remember the name of the first game, but it's like...
What about the sun freeze falling in love with the merchant's daughter?
Plus it runs like ass. Kind of not a well-running game. Human Revolution ran really well, but all the changes that they made to the engine just completely bogged down the GPU. And because it's not really a CPU-bound base game. Even my system buckles under it, if I throw too much at it. I'm also streaming, so I'm not going to dedicate a certain percentage of my resources to streaming. Game always makes you lose your mouse. It really pisses me off. That's just hitting me. Oh my god. Stuck through the breaststroke. Are you serious? Bugger off. Horsey, horsey. I didn't ask you to kill the other horse. Man. What about a misunderstanding? They give you lots of fight along the way, but like, the fighting is just... I think that's why I feel so middling. I feel real middling towards games. Just the combat's just okay.
Damn.
Look at that. It's like a painting. It's really beautiful.
This must be Pitchcliff. Murad's agent should be at the marketplace by now.
Oh, damn it. My horse can't handle it. Fine. Losing my horse again. Ah. Am I supposed to talk to the turkey? Hey, can you give me my next quest?
suspicious.
No sign of Marad's guy. He's had plenty of time to investigate.
We'd better look for him.
Damn right.
I ain't got no quarrel with the bot. But this Sun King business is asinine. No man rules me, I'll tell you that. Gotta keep the charcoal burning.
Isn't this campfire? Oh, it's a camp. That would make sense.
Wasn't sure about the Sun King at first. Let's go.
Okay, that's a good place to stop it. This is Audapostrophe. You've been watching Horizon Zero Dawn on PlayStation 4 Pro. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.